Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode. I'm David Morris.
I'm Alec T. Ferteller.
And I'm Lindsay Maxwell. And we're coming to you on video this week. How do you guys
Because
feel?
it's a
Presumably.
special week.
It's a special week for
It's a
us.
special week. Why is it special?
It's our 100th episode and our first video episode to celebrate.
Cue the applause.
First intentional video episode. There was some technical errors at some point where the software did record video clips of us.
No.
Really?
No,
yeah,
don't tell me that
files
now.
somewhere. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know
They will
that.
never see the light of day because we all
terrifying.
look
They
half
should
awake
never.
and
Ever.
drinking coffee. Yeah.
See the light of day.
Yes.
This is honestly, I can say the best we've ever looked.
It's on our
Yeah.
Patreon, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see those clips for $300 an episode.
No.
What would the dollar value be, Lindsay? What would be the amount?
Yes.
For what though? Just to see me look busted on a YouTube video? Like 38 cents? I don't know.
No, I'm saying like what would we accept to share those videos?
Oh, from me?
No, never mind. I'm saying like if we were going to put these on like Patreon, did people pay us to see the videos?
I'm saying who would ever pay to see those videos is my point.
There's a lot of people out there.
That's a
There's nothing scandal on the videos,
No.
is there?
No, there's not.
no.
So then what are we talking about? 38 cents. The offer stands.
So you would take 38 cents for someone to watch your video?
Yeah, there's nothing on it.
Okay.
There's no like.
I would have
I would
asked for
demand enough
more.
money for at least like a Subway sub or something.
Exactly.
Like a
That's fair.
sandwich,
Okay,
like lunch.
$4.30.
$4? When was the last time you ate out at Subway? $4?
No, you could get like a
$9
6-inch
for a 6-inch.
Can we start? Can I tell a food story that has nothing
Sure,
to do with
of course.
anything?
I mean, why not? It's the
'Cause we're
100th episode. Why would we change formats?
Because we're talking about overpriced sandwiches. I had a really, and I don't want to down talk this restaurant. So on Monday we had off. School was canceled because of Easter, but my daughter had to go to school. So my wife and I had like a date.
Ooh,
yeah.
Monday date.
Monday day date. Yes. So she took me to a local establishment. I'm not going to name them since I'm going to be a little critical.
Uh-oh.
A little critical?
A little.
Okay.
I am not a breakfast outside of the bounds of breakfast person.
Okay. Pause.
Okay.
So in the context of like you only eat breakfast food during breakfast hours.
Yes.
Okay. So when is the stop point? Do you do brunch?
11 a.m.
Okay. All right.
Once I can no longer get a biscuit from McDonald's, which is usually
okay.
Once McDonald's has switched over to
thank you McDonald's for
chicken
setting
nuggets.
the timetables
Yes.
for my friends'
So like
breakfast.
That is how
10:30
it's
most
done.
days, but 11:30 on Sundays, or is it 11 on
yes,
Sundays?
11, right?
Okay.
So just in general, 11.
Okay.
Whereas my wife and my daughter are like, they are breakfast all day type people, right?
Understood. Heard.
Which is fine. So we went to a kind of breakfast lunch place, which was fine. I toyed with actually getting breakfast. This is about 11:30. But I was like, no, I'm true to myself. So my wife ordered an omelet, which came with a pancake. She was very excited. I ordered a panini sandwich. Another thing about me, I'm not a big eating sandwich at restaurants person.
That's the best time to eat a sandwich.
Something about that for me, and I know this is very inconsistent with other aspects of my life. Something about like paying someone for a sandwich, unless that if I'm spending $15 on a sandwich, which I can make at home, and I have my own little panini press at home too. I can make myself a nice melty, gooey panini, right? It better be good. Like it better be like it better be good. So I order a sandwich, a panini. So they bring out our food. My wife gets this monstrous omelet, and she's not a huge person. I mean, we knew box was coming, right? And one pancake, but it's one of these like it's like a full dinner plate, and the pancake is like over the edges of the plate, like giant pancake.
Nice.
Gluten-free too. She's gluten-free. I mean, it's this like huge meal. Like I'm looking at it like I could not house all of this food. And then they put this little plate in front of me with just like a normal grocery store size piece of bread sandwich and a small little cup of pasta salad, like doesn't even fill the whole plate of food. And I'm staring, and I almost, and anyway, I tell you this to say, and again, I'm not going to name the restaurant. The sandwich was fine. It was okay. Again, I already have misgivings about buying sandwiches. They got to be exception. You got to pile that thing with meat if I'm paying $15 and going to a restaurant, right? Was not the case. So I was just like really disappointed. And I think my wife was most disappointed because like on the way out, I declared like, this can be a restaurant you go to with your friends.
Aw.
And she was like, no, you drag me to like every barbecue joint in town. I am once in a good while, we'll go to this restaurant. And I was like, well, we just got to get there before 11 so I can have breakfast. But
or you could just eat breakfast outside of its hours, which is phenomenal, by the way.
I know, but there's a lot of rules. There's a lot of rules about
In
sandwiches.
In your mind.
Yeah. And I'm thinking the whole time, like, why didn't we just go to the barbecue joint? But, again, I did it for her. But I don't know what the point of telling you this story is. I just thought of it and thought about like, and maybe this will be my first, I'm hijacking my first controversial opinion. Is this wrong? Is my anti-sandwich, anti-breakfast outside of the breakfast time, is that an unpopular opinion?
Okay, so
yes.
yeah,
we have
breakfast...
to introduce our listeners to the format first. Okay, so in honor of our
I hijacked the whole thing
episode, we're going to do our unpopular opinions, okay, related to media usually. But since we talk about food constantly, I'll accept an unpopular food opinion.
And this was not what we planned, by the way, because it was like, Lindsay, you're going to go first, but then we started talking about food. You just
started talking about food. Yeah.
I know. I'm sorry. Okay. So I'm sorry. You go next, but.
So that's your first, is you don't like
first.
Breakfast. I don't agree. Breakfast outside of its normal hours is fantastic.
I get it.
I love breakfast at all times. I love a salty or a sweet breakfast, depending on the mood that I'm in. So
interesting. Okay.
I don't agree.
That's okay. Again, yeah. I feel like I know this is unpopular. What do you think, Dr. Morris?
Yeah, well, so breakfast for dinner is great. All right.
Yeah.
Like breakfast for dinner is good. I enjoy it. So, but I have a weird thing kind of attached to that though, too. So for me, like I feel kind of the same way that you did about the sandwich, about like burgers and pizza.
Interesting. Okay.
Right. Like I can get a McDonald's cheeseburger for a couple bucks. So why am I paying $25 for a cheeseburger at a restaurant? Like I just don't order cheeseburgers at restaurants very often, unless it's deliberately a burger place. If it is a burger restaurant, then I will get a nice burger with some fancy toppings.
Okay,
right?
I can accept that.
Right,
but
if it's known for the burger, if you know you're going to get an exceptional burger,
you go and have a burger.
Skinny because I was going to criticize you. Like, isn't a restaurant where you're supposed to get a burger? Like, that's where they make them real good. But I see your point of like,
I don't
if
go to
it's
Outback
a burger
and get a burger. I don't go to
Okay.
like I'm not like, hey, where's the cheeseburger when I'm at Chili's, right? Like to pay $12 to $15 for a Whopper. You know what I mean?
That's really fair because we have a really good burger place behind our house, and like it's kind of like if I want to go and eat a burger, I'm going to go there. I agree with that.
Yeah,
like you said, I'm with you. I'm not going to order a burger at Chili's. I'm going to order.
And see, I order at Chili's is burgers, but it's because they have the veggie patty.
Yeah. But that's a good exception. That's a good reason. Yeah.
And pizzas.
David,
listen, we've had this conversation, right? We've had this conversation because we all eat pizzas depending on where we are, right? Like we travel places and they've got special pizzas, we get them, which is understandable. But when I'm where I live, I don't want to pay $30 for some bougie pizza when I can have Papa John's at my door for $7 in 25 minutes.
We also have a wood fire pizza oven attachment for our pellet grill.
You're making
and
your
it's like
own. Okay.
Better than any restaurant you've ever eaten at. No shade to every restaurant I've ever eaten at. But
I just like those My Pie restaurants and the you know what I mean, where you make a $17 personal size pizza and you watch them cook it and you point at your topics. I'm just like I could have like leftovers pizzas and garlic dipping butter and
from Domino's.
Right. Like or it's hard. That one's hard for me to spend the kind of money on bougie pizza. Unless we're someplace where like, hey, this is Detroit style pizza, or it's something where we're
Detroit
like,
in Detroit.
Right.
It was pretty good.
Right.
We have a food truck, shout out. I will shout out this one, SA's Pizza. And I know the owner. They, and it's a pricey personal pizza, right? But the dough, their dough is so good. Like their crust is so good that it's like that. I'll spend that money.
It's worth it.
Oh yeah. It's like, this is way better than just, like it's worth it. Like, but it's like noticeable, it's like so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, I know I'm spending more, but I know I'm going to get this like really high quality experience that's better than. But, and again, that may just be.
It's still a pizza, Alec. It's still a pizza.
Guys, we're 11 minutes into the podcast.
We haven't even talked about media yet.
This is a media podcast. We are not doing what we're supposed to be doing. Although we never should have named it after a food, right? A macadamia nut being a food, because all we do is talk about food. But
hey, all these places advertise. That's media, right? They're all promoting.
Totally.
The local restaurant,
the connection is made. Yes.
Promoting their brunch and how they make like these gigantic, like that's what I want to know, if there's false advertising, because it's like gigantic breakfast and like same price, and I'm getting like this weak little lunch. That's false advertising.
I understand. I
didn't actually see any advertising, but I still want to claim false advertising.
There's a new biscuit restaurant in our town that does breakfast only, and I'm hyped because I love a biscuit. So I haven't gone yet, but I'm gonna.
So like biscuits and gravy, biscuits.
Yeah, all flavors of biscuits. It's a breakfast place.
And not Tim Hortons.
Not in the South, not in Mississippi.
Oh, well, they've talked about putting them in Texas. That's what I've heard.
No, not Tim Hortons.
No Timmy Hortons.
No.
But biscuit is very, like, I think of Southern biscuits, I think.
Right, like I think if done correctly, this could be a success.
It really, like a flaky, soft, warm biscuit. I'd go. Absolutely. Before 11 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You have to go early.
Get there early.
All right, Maxwell.
Okay, so here's my question then. Do you guys want me to start with an I love or an I hate unpopular opinion? Because I got multiple. I got options here. Do you want an I love or an I hate?
Which one's the most outlandish?
Which one's going to make us the most mad?
No, I don't know. I don't know if any of these are going to make you truly
Which one has a possibility
angry.
for us just agreeing with you?
A few of them, but so do you want me to give the one that's like you're never going to agree with this
Sure.
one?
Yes. Okay. Let's just go. Start there.
Okay, so here is Lindsay's number one or first unpopular opinion, because they're in no particular order. I love the Kardashians. I have seen every single episode multiple times, every single episode of every show and spinoff they've ever put out, and I own a lot of their products.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for joining us for this episode.
And that's it. We're done.
Lindsay will no longer be with us on this podcast.
We want to thank her. Episode, multiple times.
Oh my gosh.
On E! And on Hulu and all the spinoffs.
Yeah. All right, listen. I love reality television, right?
Yes.
It's not a secret, but I need to know what is it. The drama?
I need more information.
Articulate to me.
I don't know. I think it's like I've been there since day one, and it's like a strong parasocial thing at this point, right?
Okay.
Like, so I've been watching since 2008 or whenever it started, like with my roommate in college, and now 17 years later, whatever it is, I still watch and I love it, and I'm the target audience. And
is it guilty pleasure? Are you?
I don't believe in guilty pleasure, so no. I don't feel any guilt.
You're proud of this.
Who cares?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm speechless.
I knew I'd get you guys. Good.
That was good.
I will admit that I have that same relationship with the Jersey Shore.
So do I. I'm not going to be a hater. I love Jersey Shore. I haven't been keeping up as much on Family Vacation the last couple of years, but yeah, I love Jersey Shore too. I love it. and I follow all of them on social media.
Yeah, I don't follow any of these people on social media, but I definitely have been hooked since the beginning and watched those season after season. Even now when it's like everybody's married and got kids, and you're like, well,
they're
okay,
just
like, you know
hanging
what I mean?
Yeah.
Since you're not going to concede it as a guilty pleasure, which would have made it a little more palatable, can you at least, I mean, I don't know how to say this.
Okay.
Can you at least admit it's trash? Like, is that okay? Do you believe it's
okay? But here's where we're getting into like my media stuff, right? It's
okay,
like,
yeah,
I don't believe.
You don't believe in guilty pleasures.
I don't believe in guilty pleasures.
Did you do guilty pleasure research?
Correct, to prove or demonstrate that nobody really is feeling guilt.
Okay,
right? Like guilt is not the emotion that we're feeling.
This is good.
We feel embarrassed because we have to admit. We feel embarrassed because we have to admit that we like something, but it's not guilt, right? Guilt,
fair enough,
is a different emotion, and so I don't personally. I don't feel guilt about consuming trashy.
Gotcha.
If that's what you're calling it, media.
I see what you're saying. The difference being like it's over. You would only feel embarrassed if like you admitted on a podcast to everybody.
Right. And even now I'm not.
And even
really
then you're not that embarrassed.
I'm really not.
But
I just don't care.
Like when you're watching it by yourself alone.
I'm not like, I hope no one comes in and sees.
Or I would say guilt would even be like it's over and you're like, oh, I feel terrible. I shouldn't have done that.
Never.
You're usually like, I'm happy I did that.
Yeah.
Let's watch another episode.
That's what I want to do.
So
and
guilty
I don't think
pleasure.
I think the idea of intertwining enjoyment and guilt is a very puritanical idea that we should eschew. So no, I don't feel guilty.
No shame. Okay.
Yeah,
okay. So
no shame.
So can you think of a concept or an idea or a show or something that would still fall under that? Are you arguing
makes
that
me
it
feel
just
guilty?
No, not for you. Just in general for people like that actually exist for some kind of content or media or something, or do you just believe that's just not an experience that occurs?
Not in entertainment. I don't think. I think like what could make you feel actual guilt? Like. Snuff films? Like, what are you watching that's making you guilty? Well, that's what I'm asking. Like, what would make guilt be the emotion? Okay, it might be embarrassment, but I don't think it's actual guilt.
My brain went to like pornography, things that are tied up with
adult entertainment, maybe
adult entertainment, things that are tied up with kind of moral,
so it's not,
whatever.
Yeah, so not that it doesn't exist at all. It just doesn't exist in
when
normally
people
consumed
use the
media.
term,
right?
"Oh, that's my guilty pleasure," and they're talking about reality TV. I don't think it's guilt. Right.
It's a different thing. It's more like
shameful.
It's shame, and even then, it's only shameful because it's an exteriorly.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Like
you
I
don't feel the shame while
personally.
Watching it.
No, I don't feel shame about that. I might feel shame because people make fun of me, but you know what?
Yeah.
I don't care anymore.
You don't care. You only feel shame like in the post viewing the like shame if someone found out about it and you admitted it kind of thing.
Even then, like I don't know.
I'm saying
other people.
Other people.
I don't really feel shame about my entertainment consumption.
Fair enough.
I understand that people might.
But if for another person who's not as confident as you are, that would
shame,
be
maybe embarrassment. I think it's embarrassment because even shame has such a negative connotation. Embarrassment's kind of like it's embarrassing, but it's
wait,
not
do that again.
shameful.
What is it? Nice. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense because, it's shame's like almost like extreme embarrassment. I'm sure there's probably like some social psychologists out there who have extensively studied this.
I'm sure, and we should be citing them, and we just don't.
They're pulling their hair out.
Right? I know they're like you're
these
getting it all
people.
wrong.
They should know better.
These
but yeah, I don't think
it's
wrong. Not guilt and it's not shame to me, or it shouldn't be. It's probably embarrassment.
It's probably embarrassment for being caught.
Yeah,
but in the moment, and even
not from actually doing it.
After it's over and you're sitting at home alone, you're like, I'm happy I did that.
Right, like
and
whatever.
As long as nobody knows that I like this.
Right.
Yeah. That's fair. I think that's fair. So guilty pleasure is not.
What if Lindsay's just one of the paths and she doesn't feel shame or guilt or anything at all?
Yeah, what is?
I do feel those things. It's not about media.
There's probably a diagnostic criteria involving watching the Kardashians that if you're happily,
that I have, I would say there's probably episodes from once because the first few seasons were half-hour episodes and they switched to 1 hours, and those first few seasons where it was 1 hour episodes, I've probably seen every episode 7-8 times. Yeah.
So if any of our listeners out there can help us diagnose Lindsay with the whatever pathology. Problematic Kardashian
watching.
There's got to be a scale, the Kardashian scale for sociopathic behaviors.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Narcissistic behaviors.
How am I narcissistic?
I meant the Kardashians. Calm down, not you.
Whatever.
Can I just want to go. First of all, I just want to say thank you, Lindsay, because
you're welcome.
That was actually fantastic.
Okay, you're welcome. I did my homework to get us into this guilty or not guilty pleasure, hot take theme. Okay, I did my work. Now I'm ready to hear yours.
And not only that, it transitioned really nice to a very nice kind of theoretical
academic
discussion
topic, right?
About these well done.
Yeah. Okay, you're welcome.
Okay, let me go. I don't know if this is going to be as good, but I want to. In the spirit.
Is this an I like or an I hate?
This is mine are all, they're not I hate, I like. It's more of I actually do feel some guilt here. I might feel some guilt.
I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
Lately, and let me just preface by this, if this is your first episode with us, where have you been?
Time to catch up.
Right.
I am a big advocate of, both in research and in life, of streaming, of asynchronous streaming, being able to watch what you want to watch, when you want to watch, when you want to watch it, where you want to watch it. And big advocate for streaming networks. Just give us all the episodes right now. Don't make me wait.
Okay.
Because the reason we used to watch that way was because it was subject to a terrestrial broadcast signal. You couldn't just put something on a database and have it instantly accessible like you can in streaming, right? And so when streamers use that model of, we're just going to put one episode out a month, there's no reason for that for the audience besides we just want to force you to subscribe to our channel and maybe do some social media buzz between episodes. It's purely for the benefit of the streamer, right? That's always been my argument.
Mm-hmm.
Lately, I've been kind of what are we missing by not being patient? What are we missing by? I've been having these guilty thoughts about, is this doing something to us as a community by having all these options and not being able to watch things together? I've been feeling that. What's wrong with me? This is, I don't know. It's not, I just feel bad for saying those words. I'm really sorry. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that, talk me back to who I am.
You're not wrong, because I definitely feel, and we've researched this before.
Yeah.
That the social element of watching is a big element.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely a high FOMO. I have to watch what other people watching person, right? So I get it.
And and let me say this: if the thing I'm feeling is it's kind of as it stands, it feels like we'll never have another Game of Thrones. We'll never have another Lost, in which everybody was, besides sporting events, where everybody was tuned in at the same time watching, right?
I hate to tell you this, but that still exists, and it's on HBO, and you just don't have HBO because White Lotus just ended. It was like that.
Okay.
And David, did you watch The Last of Us this week?
Not this week. I watched the first episode, but I have not watched this week's episode.
You have to.
No, I will.
Do you know what happens?
Okay.
No, I mean,
nothing happens.
I mean,
Nothing out of the ordinary happens. Nothing happens.
I played the games, so I kind of have an idea what's going to happen, but I haven't watched. So, but yeah.
But even White Lotus and HBO, I mean, that's not it's not like Lost or even to the level of like Game of Thrones, what that was, right?
Or The Sopranos.
Yeah, or The Sopranos, right?
Or The Wire.
But I'm just saying that still does exist.
Kinda.
Yeah.
But just not like it used to. And I think the problem, even where the streamers are getting it wrong, the ones who are doing this week by week, like if you're going to drop it once a week, drop it in prime time. Don't drop it at like midnight.
Yeah.
So like, oh, you can watch the episode now. Or do it in the morning, right? Drop it at 7 p.m. so people will actually watch it.
Tune in.
Or do it as a live stream. Like we're going to stream it. You have to tune in at 7. And then after 7, you can just watch it whenever you want.
Like the Netflix stuff.
Yeah. But stream it.
Okay.
And like I would, if someone said like, hey, we're going to do this, we're going to stream the first episode at 7 p.m. on Thursday or whatever, I might get on board for that. Okay. As they're doing it, you're just not, even though it's like, oh, we can all watch the episode this week. It's just not the same as that live, we're watching and we're tweeting it live experience.
Okay.
So that's kind of what I've longed for a little, but I mean, ultimately, I don't know that I still can't say like, this is what we need. I would just be excited. I think I would be much more comfortable with a week by week release schedule if they did that. If they really let us be social, if they really let it be a communal experience. I don't know. That wasn't that controversial.
It's not that controversial because I agree with it. So
fair enough.
It's okay. It's controversial for you because you've been very like pro outspoken. Streaming. Yeah.
Pro, asynchronous pro.
Yeah.
Because at the heart, I still feel like books have existed forever and we don't release book chapters one at a time.
Right. Well,
so if you just want to watch not anymore.
Yeah.
Right. If you just want to watch a show, you could still talk about it. There's still plenty, that adolescent show on Netflix generated a ton of buzz and a ton of conversation. I'm not opposed to that. So books exist, but there's just another thing. It's just so much content too. That's the only other thing.
So much
nowadays. It's just, we don't have these kind of universal, we're all watching Lost. Maybe because Lost ended terribly and now we don't want to do that anymore.
Right. But, and Game of Thrones, right? Like I think people are burned.
Disappointing,
and
right?
Dexter.
Yeah.
And Sopranos. Like we can go on with bad endings.
Don't say Soprano. I don't.
Sopranos
controversial ending.
Controversial.
Bad ending.
Like
there's
in
a
the
difference.
vein of Lost, like how much people hated.
And Game of Thrones, where people just at the end were like, "Really?
Gave up." Yeah.
That's it. With Sopranos, it was more just shocking, right?
I'm really worried. Maybe not. I'm happy. Silo, which I've talked about, there's material exists, and I like the ending of the book. So I feel, and so far the show has been like pretty consistent with how things are ending. So I feel like Silo is going to have a good, satisfying ending.
Okay.
By the way, since we last talked, we've done Severance. I don't know if y'all have done Severance.
Don't tell me anything about it. It's up next.
Okay,
it's next on my list.
Wow, it's something I've watched that you haven't.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Proud of you. Yeah.
That thing really
it only took 100
it.
episodes.
I know.
Pretty much.
Oh, there is lots of stuff that you're gonna watch that you've watched before me, but not stuff I want to watch. How's that?
Fair enough.
It's mean.
That's
mean.
You beat me, but not really beat me.
But I wasn't in the race.
I wasn't even playing.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, David?
Yeah, David, come on.
I want to hear something. Give me an opinion.
Okay. I think that Titanic is a terrible movie.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
I think it's horrible.
Shots fired.
Explain your
Trash.
position.
Shots
Explain your
fired.
position.
I think, honestly, and this is going to sound so stupid, but you know how it ends the entire time. And that's all I could think about.
It's about the journey. And we don't know how Jack and Rose end, right? Like, we know that both freaking sinks. But, we don't know about the love story and, like, what they did. But I get
what kind of love story do you have in a week on a boat before it sinks? Right?
I love
they're
all
madly
the
in
memes
love
that
after
are like
6 days or whatever.
Rose's husband finding out after 90 years that she had a fling on a boat, and that's who she goes to in the afterlife. Like, that's funny to me because
and then she had the whole time they were married, she had this priceless jewel that could have sold at any moment and changed their lives
that don't hold up amazingly. But
so David, I'm actually gonna support you a little bit on this.
No.
Let me just When I remember when I saw Titanic, I actually saw it at this theater in Dallas when it came out. Doesn't exist anymore. There was a 70 millimeter print. It was gorgeous. I enjoyed it. I was haunted by it. Like, I remember just being haunted by it. The thing that haunted me, there were so many shots in that movie where it was like, it would go from kind of the ship in 1900s live and active, and then it would like fade into the ship at the bottom of the ocean, like this actual stuff and that really haunted me. Like what really haunted me about Titanic was like the actual human tragedy.
Yeah.
And I felt that really touched me.
I can't watch the parts where the people who are in third class. Yeah, yes. I can't. Like, it's
that part to me was really good, but I'm not gonna lie, like the actual plot, the romance.
Wow. You guys are hateful.
Dumb. Yeah.
But you're also dudes, and so like maybe it's just not your game. But,
maybe.
Yeah. Titanic.
Yeah, but think about who made it, and like he's a dude's dude.
Cameron.
Like, he makes dude movies, right? And then he makes
but that's
this,
why it worked, because it was a dude movie, but with a romance starring Leonardo DiCaprio in the 90s in it, and
not a dude's dude in the 90s.
No, but I'm just saying, like, that's why it worked, is because the dude story of the ship and the sinking and the stuff had the overlay of the romance.
But it's like the princess falling in love with the pauper. I think for a lot of, and you think about like how that movie became so successful. It was like adolescent young women going to see it 10 times. Like, that was the big narrative at the time. Like, young women were going to see this movie over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, don't deny our power. Okay, no. I say I'm totally a young woman. Okay,
if anything, Titanic, I think, revealed, like, it led to like women, like young teenage women were marketed to in unprecedented ways after that movie, because it revealed there was a market there.
Good.
So, it's historical impact in that regards, in the sense of like, women your age, Lindsay, were shown a lot of crap after that.
My age, yes. Yes.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
So it did have a huge impact on like marketing and I remember having this conversation and talking about this, at the time, when I was in college at the time. I'm old. But yeah, I'm with you, David. In a sense, like, I wouldn't say I wouldn't go so far as to say it's a bad movie, but the thing that resonated with me when watching that movie was definitely not like, take turns getting on the board, on the door. Like, come on. Like, you could have fit him on there.
No. Terrible opinion.
Yeah,
Terrible.
I just like the box office numbers, the money that it did, and the hype that it gets, and the controversy about the door after, and the decades of like, no.
I also, the fact that everyone thought it was going to be a bomb, that it was so expensive, and everyone thought, and it didn't even, opening weekend, it wasn't like this colossal hit. It was the slow burn nature of it. Maybe it lives larger in our imaginations than it should, but.
Well, I will say, like, from a cinematic and a shots and a production standpoint, it was really cool, right? Like, that was the only thing that I was like, wow, this, cinematically at that time, awesome. But like,
he was shooting Super 35 film at the bottom of the ocean. Like, that's he invented technology to make it happen.
The
that's
story
impressive.
of like, hey, you all know this tragedy. You all know this boat sinks. So what do we do? Let's throw a young romantic couple story in there, so that way
Romeo
people will come
Juliet.
watch this documentary about this boat sinking.
Yes.
And people were like, yes, please.
It became
yes, please.
Beloved.
More.
Yeah.
More. Yeah.
More.
No. So, unpopular opinion.
Okay. You want another one from me? I got one.
Yeah, sure.
I actually think you guys might agree with this. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't like Elvis. I think Elvis is overrated.
Oh.
And I don't get it. So.
I'm a Beatles guy. I'm a Beatles guy.
I love the Beatles.
Yeah.
I love the Beatles.
I feel like you're like, those are the camps. Like, you're either Elvis or you're Beatles.
No. The camps are either Elvis or Johnny Cash.
Fair. And then I think Beatles versus Rolling Stones.
Beatles versus the Stones.
Okay. So yeah. And see, I don't really like Johnny Cash that much either, but forced to choose, I would pick Johnny Cash and definitely Beatles. Although I like the Rolling Stones too, but I'm Beatles
Beatles
loyalist.
Cash. Yeah. Me too. Beatles Cash. David.
Yeah.
Always the Beatles over the Stones. I'm not a Rolling Stones fan at all.
Okay.
Zeppelin and the Beatles, I just never been a Rolling Stones fan.
Okay.
And yes, always dark
Man in Black,
Johnny Cash music over poppy Elvis.
Yeah, Elvis is just he's supposed to be handsome and.
Well, let's be clear, he was never handsome.
But he was in the 50s. People had the heart. He was like a heartthrob.
Ladies loved him.
I guess maybe it's hindsight. Maybe it's whatever.
I'm not the target audience
to Elvis,
I suppose.
But I think I would have been. That's the difference, right?
I think
I would have been the target audience, and I just wasn't. It's not my game. It's not my game. He seems like a weirdo, if I'm being honest.
I have to disclose that I think I don't think I appreciated and liked Johnny Cash as much until a movie, until Walk the Line.
Okay.
That really...
It put you onto Johnny Cash.
It put me onto Johnny Cash and made me a big fan. And then there was that Netflix documentary about when he played at the White House. That actually wasn't that good. I thought it was going to be a lot more interesting than it was. They tried to kind of made something out of nothing. But yeah, Walk the Line. Joaquin Phoenix and Reese Witherspoon. Mm-hmm. Great movie. Great. I don't know. I might like that movie more than actual Johnny Cash.
I was in my backyard the other day and my neighbors were playing on their outside speaker, Hurt, the Johnny Cash, which is the cover of and I was like, what is happening in their household? This is the music that you listen to, the saddest song in the history of songs, and you're just blasting it in the backyard? Whatever. I respect it.
Hey, do what you got to do.
So, Alec, before you go next, I'm going to take a brief pause here. I need to tell you a classroom story that happened to me yesterday.
Are you going to edit this out or is this staying in?
If there's a weird cut, if there's a weird cut, you'll know why.
There is not a weird cut.
You know what we should do? We should all freeze for a second.
And then when he comes back,
we can cut.
We go back to the position. Yeah.
No. This is going to stay in.
Okay.
Okay. I can feel it. Okay.
Okay.
So
just don't violate any FERPA laws.
No FERPA.
In my data visualization class, we have an assignment that's called the 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Nice. I love it already.
Right. So you're doing a hierarchy tree and you're linking you're basically linking all of the Golden Girls actresses back to Kevin Bacon.
I love it.
Okay.
This is a good,
So one of my students raises their hand and says,
"Oh no.
I didn't even realize till last year that Kevin Bacon was a real person. I just thought they were made up for Guardians of the Galaxy movie." and my brain exploded.
Just shut down.
I stopped lecturing. I didn't even know what to say.
Okay.
And everybody just erupted in laughter. But
what
I was just
What does it have to do with Guardians of the Galaxy? Is he
the Christmas special? The Christmas special.
Oh, see, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there was a Guardians of the Galaxy. It was actually pretty. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
so in the Christmas special.
Yeah.
In the Christmas special, the
Drax and Mantis.
Yes, they go to kidnap him because he's a hero of Earth for Star-Lord for Christmas. They go to get him, kind of like National Lampoon's kidnapping the boss kind of thing. And but they're always been told stories of the great trials of Kevin Bacon, right? And like that he's Earth's superhero and all this stuff. So
it's funny.
But that was some of
that's
the
hilarious.
American youth only exposure to Kevin Bacon.
They didn't.
And I was like, oh, that's my heart.
And even I think Kira Sedgwick is in that, which is Kevin Bacon's wife. She's in the movie. That's actually that Christmas special is actually pretty fantastic. Yeah. And it has the band in that is the Old 97s, which is a really, I don't know if y'all are familiar with the Old 97s alt country band, but but they are the alien band in that. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
But that's hilarious. That is actually...
Yeah, I didn't even know what to say. some of the other students like just started laughing too, you know what I mean? Because it was just like, okay, I mean, I totally understand how that could happen, right? But I just didn't think we were that far away from Footloose that nobody's going to know who Kevin Bacon is.
So many, you think of all the movies which is why the
111
of Kevin,
111 roles as an actor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which is why the 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon works.
Like 370 as himself. Appearances as himself.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So,
I thought you were going to say that your student had never seen The Golden Girls, and I was going to have to admit that I have never seen an episode of The Golden Girls.
I have seen clips and episodes, but I've never watched Golden Girls.
I feel like I watched it live when it first aired. Oh. And what's really depressing is now finding out that
they're our age.
Like when they were the Golden Girls, they were close to our age.
Yeah.
Like Rue McClanahan was in her late 40s. Oh.
I'm not in my late 40s.
I'm not in my late 40s, sir. But... I ain't even close.
Oh, really?
Really? My number still starts with a 3. Okay. So
I'm just gonna call David out on. I mean, what's close?
I mean, I'm close. I'm only 2 years into the 40s.
Okay,
I'm definitely not in my late 40s.
Well, you're closer to late 40s than early 30s.
What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose I'm closer to death than I am birth. Like, what are we saying?
Oh my
here?
God,
Like...
I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this.
This year I'm closer to 45. But I'm staring down the barrel of 50, and it's been rough.
God.
Yeah, I know. Yes. You'll get there too.
I'm still staring down the barrel of 40, and it's coming.
It's coming.
Really coming.
That train is downhill.
I am a firm believer that 8th grade humor keeps you young, and at heart, I'm still an 8th grader. You know?
Yeah.
That's fair.
You're only as old as you act, right?
I will say that I'm like looking at my camera now. I know people who are like not that older than me who are like significantly gray.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I'm like, you know what? I'm doing okay.
Right.
I got a little patch of gray that I've had for like 10 years. The beard is starting to show it.
Me knocking on wood. I don't have any gray hair, but it'll happen. I'm scared.
But I feel good. Like I know people who are just a few years older than me who are like deeply gray, and I'm like, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Like, right, I still got it.
Still got it. I can still pass. I can still pass for 42.
Oh God.
Okay, I don't know if that maybe was my controversial
opinion. Getting old sucks.
Yeah,
I don't know that that's unpopular.
That's just popular.
No? That's not what we're doing. Oh,
okay. Give me another opinion. Who are we at, Alec? Hit me.
This again. I don't know. I'm just gonna be. And this is. I think you probably both can see this coming. But I'm just going to be honest. I just have no interest and will probably never subscribe to Max.
That's your loss. That is your loss.
Okay, well, hold on. Well, let's hear why. Tell us why.
I subscribe to so many things. Like, there's so much content.
But all the good content is on HBO.
There's great. Like, I've watched 2 fantastic shows on Apple Plus recently, Silo and Severance. And there's more. Like, my wife and I were talking, like, we've got like 2 shows that we got. Like, I'm doing Reacher right now. We've got another show. My wife's like, oh, let's finish Reacher. I forgot what we were talking about. Oh, Andor is about to come out on Disney, or it's dropped. And I'm like, okay, so let's get through Reacher and then let's watch Andor. Like, there's so much great content, and I'm not even, it's like, okay, so I'm missing
all of the good shows.
Right, but just because you have great different outlets doesn't mean, it's like saying you've got great Chinese food, you've got a great burger place, but you're just never going to eat pizza.
Yeah, you still want to eat pizza.
Yeah.
But
it doesn't cancel
you're missing
it out.
an entire,
But those are like food. I mean, it's HBO.
Let's not go back on food.
It's like,
I tried.
It's still burgers. Like, it's not like you say, oh, it's pizza. Like, I don't know. I'm just.
I don't like
got
this
plenty
opinion
to watch. I don't need to watch Max. I did, but Peacock this weekend. And David, you'll appreciate this. I finally saw Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Yeah.
With the Jim Carrey dance. You were right, by the way. Totally worth it, that show.
Did you remember, or did it take you by surprise when it came on? And
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. Like, honestly, part of the reason I watched, Mackenzie's like, oh, we should watch Sonic. I'm like, oh, yeah, let's. Like, I knew it was coming. So it was even, like, hyped in my mind. Like, I'm like, oh, this could be bad that it's hyped in my. No, it was worth it.
Yep. Jim Carrey at his best.
It was peak Jim Carrey, and I was like, thank you, God, for this moment. And again, that's Peacock or Paramount. No, Paramount, right? I didn't need Max. Sorry.
I think
it's not popular. I know.
Well, this is why it's hard for me. So if you were like, I don't think I'm going to do Max because, to be honest, most of the content on there is probably content that people really like, but that myself or my wife wouldn't really like. So we're not going to do it. I'd be like, okay, I mean, I get that, right? You know what I mean? But to just be like, there's other stuff out there, so I'm good. Like that's just not like, it's different. It's
not popular. It's not. I know.
I mean, that's like saying you would never watch FX shows. And Lindsay and I would be appalled because there's such great things that have been on FX, right? That has only been on FX. And it's a very particular kind of show, right? Like, and they've been great. But that's the same way with HBO, right? Like, now, so you say you're not going to do Max. Can we back up a little bit? Like, HBO context. Like, did you watch any of the HBO's like original big shows? Have you seen all the Sopranos? Have you watched? So you've just not had any of the HBO catalog. So you literally have no idea what you're missing.
You've never seen Game of Thrones?
No.
God.
Like, growing up, cable was like a stretch. So, like, premium channels were just.
I understand that. We never had premium channels growing up either, but now we're the grown-ups.
I just feel like. We're the grown-ups now. I know, but I feel like.
We're the adults.
We get to choose.
I know. and I think a lot of it, too, probably is like, in order to subscribe to Max, we'd probably be like, oh, we really should cancel something else.
Okay, so watch everything on stupid Apple TV Plus, the worst streaming service, and then cancel that, and then go to HBO.
But I get that bundled with all my other Apple stuff.
Okay, I've had it. All right, Lindsay. Lindsay,
it's unpopular. I get it.
I'm committed to half. Are you committed to half?
Of buying?
Yep, I'm going to buy him a year. I'm going to buy him a year of Max.
No, because he wouldn't appreciate it because he just said,
it'll prove a point. It'll prove a point. It'll prove that we're right.
Other stuff. I'm not giving him my money for HBO.
But here's the other thing, like, and this is fair. This does get to kind of what a thing you could understand. Like, Bethany's not going to watch all the dongs on Righteous Gemstones. Like, I hear it's very dong heavy.
That's not for you.
We're not watching that.
That's not for you.
Last of Us, we probably could convince her to watch that.
Yeah.
Even though she's like doesn't like scary, creepy stuff.
It's not that.
Okay, it's not that bad. So we could probably do that, but even Game of Thrones might be a stretch, especially since going into Game of Thrones, I know it's going to be disappointing at the end.
Also, like, you probably won't want to do White Lotus either if you're not into dongs. Because there's dongs.
Yeah, that's my point. Like, if you're saying there's just a content difference there that you're like, this probably isn't for us, I'd be like, okay. But to be like, I'm good. I'm getting my fix somewhere else, and I don't need HBO.
Sex in the City.
Oh, ugh.
Sopranos, though, I don't know.
Girls,
it's a lot.
Girls is like one of the best shows of my life.
Really, Leah Dunham?
Chernobyl documentary.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a documentary. It's a scripted drama. One of the greatest of all time.
I don't know, guys. I just don't know. I got plenty of other content, and
loser.
There's enough on there that that I'm not going to be able to watch with my wife or family. So I'm sorry. Don't waste your money on me. Like, don't. Again, you wanted an unpopular opinion. You're welcome.
That was a good one.
Thank you. Okay.
I'm
Who's
still
up next?
Just shell shocked.
I know. I'm kind of pissed about this one.
Yeah, like that's honestly one
You're
of
welcome.
the best,
I'm proud of
best
good
content creation.
Good.
Just like not for me. I don't need it.
I feel good now. I feel like I brought
the
something
media
to the conversation.
scholar in me is crying out in
horrified,
pain.
right?
Yes,
horrified.
just mortified.
I feel like I brought something to the conversation today.
Who's next? Okay, go, David.
I guess it's probably me.
Beat that.
I thought Kardashians was going to do it, but hating HBO?
Yeah.
I went there.
I don't think Leonardo DiCaprio has ever had an Oscar-winning performance in his entire career.
Oh, David. Oh my God, David.
Nope.
Not Blood Diamond?
No.
Not Django Unchained?
No.
You don't want any white cake? Like, what are you talking about?
No, I don't think so.
Oh my God.
The Aviator. I thought The Aviator.
Catch me if you can.
Listen, I'm not saying that he's not a good actor. I agree. I will agree that he's a good actor, unlike Tom Hanks. So I think he's a good actor.
I just had to leave. What?
I think he's a good actor, but I don't think that there's ever been a role that I'm like, okay, this is definitely. And he won for what?
The Revenant. Notice how most of us were like, you don't think The Revenant? It's not his best work.
Yeah, nobody was like, you don't think he deserved the one he won? No, I don't. That movie
The Revenant,
was,
I will give you that The Revenant was... The Revenant was definitely like the conciliatory, like...
It's like, okay, you need to give this man an Oscar.
Now, right?
But it's because of all the other good movies.
Wow.
Exactly, good. It took an entire career of good movies for him to win an Oscar for a bad movie. Bam.
That kind of happened to Pacino, too. No, I'm not going to say Son of a Woman was a bad movie.
Can we go back to the fact that David doesn't like Tom Hanks? The American Institution?
No.
America's Dad?
No.
Castaway?
No.
He acted against a volleyball for an hour and a half, and it was great.
That movie's terrible.
Oh my God.
That movie is off. That is the slowest, horrible movie ever.
No.
Yeah.
Oh
I cannot do Castaway. I will say Forrest Gump obviously was a great movie and he did a great job in there. But I feel like all of his roles are so similar and it's just this Americana actor.
I don't like this anymore. I don't want to do this podcast anymore.
Dang.
Wow.
Okay, I feel like
He's taking a drink now. He's like, oh, I got him.
I feel a little vindication now. I feel a little vindicated now.
I have expressed those opinions before on this podcast.
That you hate Leonardo and Tom Hanks?
I don't listen. Okay, I don't hate either of them.
Yes, you do. Yes,
no, I don't. No, I don't.
That's what I heard.
No, I don't.
That's what I heard.
I heard it.
No.
Clearly.
No. I will still see them at the Christmas party. It's fine. Okay?
Yeah.
I just don't think Leo has had Oscar-worthy performances.
Wow.
I think there are times in his career, I think of Gangs of New York. Great job.
Oh, that's good.
Great job, right?
But you're all naming all these great movies.
I know. He's
fantastic.
I'm naming great movies. I'm not naming great movies that are Leonardo-centric. He carries the entire thing. Are you going to tell me Daniel Day-Lewis didn't deserve an Oscar?
The movie for it to win an Oscar. Okay.
I would disagree. You need to be the sole focus of the film if you were going to get best actor or actress.
But what about supporting?
Well, that's different. I'm speaking very specifically about leading role.
Whatever.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Oh my gosh.
I would say Brad Pitt did a better job in that movie than
he
Leonardo
really did. And I love Brad Pitt, honestly.
Brad Pitt,
phenomenal. So,
but The Aviator, I mean, I like that. When I saw that movie, I was like, that is a fantastic. There was nuance there. At the same time, there was also I was like, he deserves the Oscar. Like, I thought it was a tragedy he didn't get it. And I know that movie's not even
good.
What? Oh my God, David. I don't like this.
I don't think that movie was good either.
I don't like this premise.
Lindsay Quintz.
I don't want to think of you guys this way. Oh.
We've kind of uncovered some things in this episode.
No kidding.
We've shaped our view of each other.
The Leonardo DiCaprio, one of his best movies ever was The Beach, and you guys have probably never even seen it.
I've seen The Beach.
I actually have not seen it, but I know of what you speak. Yeah.
He did a good job in that, but that was a young man,
young Leo.
And then again,
young Leo,
I like him. I like him in The Departed. I like him in Gangs of New York. I like him. I think he is a good actor. Catch Me If You Can. Great job. But I just don't. There's been nothing that I've seen from him that I'm like, oh my God, he can go there and is just an amazing actor. Like there's just, he's good in everything that he's been in. Like I can't think of one thing he's been in, but it's all mediocrity and nothing like that. Just
it's all
blows. Yeah,
mediocrity.
Yep.
David,
yep.
oh my god, I'm speechless.
Wow.
Would he have had the career he's had if he wasn't a heartthrob at a young age? Because I'm telling you, he's not like he's God's gift to acting.
What's Eating Gilbert Grape? Like his...
He's so good in it. He's
that's
so
true.
Good.
That is true. That's true. That's true. Wow. But that's young. That's very, very young. And also,
no one would ever make that movie today.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
Which
movie do you think he should have won for?
Blood Diamond. That's my game right there. I don't know why. I can't explain it. I think Leo was really good in Blood Diamond.
Again, I'm going to stick with The Aviator. I was really disappointed he didn't win that. I thought he did a...
Do either of you know who won in those years? And not those films? Yeah,
no,
I don't know
not
either.
Off the top.
Not off the top of my head. Because they were not as good as Leo.
Right.
Okay, I mean, you say that, and then we'll look it up, and you'll be like,
oh yeah.
Oh,
like that,
wow.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to look. I'm going to look at... I'm looking that up. I have to. For the
years. It would have been what? So let's test me while you're going. Aviator, I'm going to say 02. Blood Diamond 06.
Yeah, it was... Aviator's 04.
Oh, Lindsay. Okay, but I'm still within my 2-year range.
Let me look at 2004 Oscars.
I'll look up Blood Diamond while you do that, okay?
And I'll talk about how terrible Tom Hanks is for a few more minutes.
No.
Best thing he ever did was Toy Story. That's because you don't have to see him act.
Okay, Blood Diamond was 06 for the record. This is harder than it sounds. Can I just move on and get my next opinion?
Yeah.
Is it your turn?
I think it is. I think so.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm going to do 2 and 1 to save us time and because they're kind of the same opinion, okay?
Okay.
So, beloved movies that people love that I hate. And I got 2 of them.
Like full-blown hate?
I really don't like either of these movies.
Don't see the value that others see in it?
Not really.
Okay.
E.T. and The Wizard of Oz. I hate both of these movies.
Okay, so you ready?
Go.
I hate The Wizard of Oz too.
Okay. Alec, are you going to step up to defend the Yellow Brick Road?
I don't hate it. It's
hard.
Yeah,
Wizard.
It's hard to hate that movie. But I don't know if it's
not really
just nostalgia or I'm neutral. Like I could understand you hating it.
Yeah.
Okay, what about E.T.? I hate E.T.
There's something wrong with you.
No.
E.T. is a work.
Disgusting.
E.T. is an American masterpiece.
Ugh, no.
E.T. is a work of art.
And
I will fight. We
neutral.
We could have an episode on that.
On me,
I'm neutral.
hating E.T.
On E.T. for myself.
We can have a debate. Okay, you're neutral on E.T.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, Spielberg. Not into it.
Sorry, Spielberg.
That one kind of hurts my soul a little bit. I'll just be like...
so that's how I feel about HBO now. One
for
one. I will hurt your feelings too.
This episode, we have hurt each other today.
I know. We turned it like so dark. Like, what do you mean?
It's just, this might be the last episode ever. This really might have done it. Like, we can't come back from this. Yeah. like decade of collaboration.
Right.
And no, I didn't.
Your name's all over my CV.
Yes, I know.
And
exactly.
This was it. This is the final straw.
The breaking point. Like, so what happened with you guys? Yeah, E.T.
She said she hated E.T. We had to end friends.
You had to break fellowship. And apparently she was really upset that I don't like Max. So
yeah,
that was it.
We came to our breaking points. We both still talk to David, but
he's neutral. That's how we communicate. Like,
I'm just a
send messages.
Yeah. Like, so like every so Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the kid that goes back and forth between
his parents, his divorced parents,
the divorced household.
I'm not going to relay that message anymore, Dad. Oh. You can tell yourself.
Tell Mom yourself.
Oh, goodness.
By the way, I did look it up. For Leonardo DiCaprio was nominated for The Aviator at the 2005 Oscars. Other nominees were Clint Eastwood for $1 Million Baby.
And he won, did he not?
No, he did not.
Oh, I'm okay.
Johnny Depp for Finding Neverland. Don Cheadle for Hotel Rwanda.
Mm-hmm.
And the winner that year was Jamie Foxx for Ray.
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
I'm
could have gone either way, probably. Yeah. Honestly, in that year.
Yeah, that's a good list. Honestly,
that's a good list. But I'm also I still think I'm still gonna hold with Leo for The Aviator. Yeah, personally, yeah.
And what was the Blood Diamond? Was in 2006.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The same year The Departed was up.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and Little Miss Sunshine, The Queen, Letters to Iwo Jima.
Who won that year?
Oh,
Best Actor 2006. Google.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Siri.
Don't do that. I'll have to cut it.
Okay. Best Actor 2006. Philip Seymour Hoffman for Capote.
Okay.
I feel bad talking about. I'm a big Philip Seymour Hoffman fan.
Interesting.
Also,
I don't think I saw that movie.
He passed away. I don't want to take that away from him.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen the movie either, but I do like.
Oh, and that was the year Reese Witherspoon won for Walk the Line.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing Joaquin Phoenix was also nominated that year.
So is Heath Ledger for Brokeback Mountain.
Oh, yeah, that's a rough year.
Yeah, actually, Blood Diamond wasn't even nominated.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
So that must be just something that Lindsay liked that nobody else cared about.
David, yeah.
Just over here with my opinions about a white South African. Yeah.
George Clooney won supporting role.
Oh, supporting.
For what?
Ocean's something?
Oh, yeah. That's a good question.
No, what is this movie?
So Clooney and Pitt have both won supporting actor Oscars.
Yeah. Has Pitt ever won lead?
No, because he's only got the
best
one.
Actor. Yeah.
Who wants to throw out an opinion?
It's Alex's turn here.
Alex, is it close to time? I just
you don't want to break up our friendships anymore with your terrible opinions.
We've hurt ourselves. We've hurt each other.
I feel like we have both gone 3 times, and you have to go for your 3rd time.
Sounds like it.
I don't. This one's a little more tame.
Okay.
Well, that's fine. You can rekindle our friendships.
Okay. I don't believe that this is going to pivot to sports media.
Okay.
Oh, of course. We couldn't get through the 100th episode without talking about sports.
No. Oh, roll. What was it? Yeah. Go Tide? What's the commercial?
Oh, come on.
Go Tide. There's the commercial where he's like something.
Yeah,
high tide.
He's
like high tide.
Yeah. Anyway, what was your opinion about sports
my opinion
media?
is that I don't think NIL is running college sports. I think that college athletic departments are running college sports and universities.
That's fair.
So I see not that controversial.
Yeah. Because it's not that I want to begrudge the athletes themselves the money, right? Yeah. It's the way that it's run and the way that it's treated. Okay, I'm on board with this opinion. I'm on board.
If NIL in its purest form, which was athletes could go out and get sponsorships for their name.
Right.
But what it's become is just pay for play. It's become universities setting up collectives.
And the transfer portal, right? Like, okay, this player, it used to be like, this is where they're going for college. And they went to college and they were an athlete. And now it's like every year they're on a different team. Like,
well, and now it's tied to NIL. It's like, like that, the quarterback at Tennessee who went on the market to try and get more money, where the spirit of NIL should have just been like, hey, I've got a sponsorship and that's going to go with me wherever I end up. Like it does. It's agnostic of where I end up.
Right.
Adidas is giving me money to be in their commercials, whether I'm at Ohio State or Alabama or wherever.
Right.
That's the spirit of NIL, but it's become, I'm going to enter the portal to see if I can get more from another university. And I think that's what's destroying college sports.
Okay.
So that's not that controversial.
Interesting. It's not that controversial. It is. I respect it. Friendship.
So we're friendship renewed. Friendship returned. And this coming. You're mad? Okay.
Okay, so now the breakup
We're talking
is
about
sports.
We're talking about sports on the podcast.
You hate
it's media, man. We're talking about media rights. We're talking about advertising.
Yep.
That's what
I know.
That's at the end of the day, whenever we talk about sports, I think our primary interest is, the fact that it's a big money media play. Like that's what drives all this. It's eyeballs, it's advertising, it's sponsorship, it's, and I think and that, probably bothers us a little bit as people who attended some of these big sports universities, High Tide.
Yes. Quackity quack.
Skoducks,
is that what you guys say?
Skoducks. We don't actually go quack, quack, quack.
Okay, we don't say High Tide. So.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. And
an
also,
elephant would stomp a duck. That's all I'm saying.
Ducks can fly pretty fast. They can fly pretty fast.
Whatever.
They've got beaks. I don't know. An elephant would win. An elephant would win.
Yeah. Duck v. elephant. Round 1.
All right. So
on that note,
I would like to take just a moment to thank both of you in our 100th episode for your dedication and your friendship. We are all three sitting here now at this 100th episode with video on all tenure at our universities.
Yes. Oh my God, we're so historic right now.
Yeah.
And it's been a wonderful ride, and I know that we're considering changing some formats and doing some guest things in the future, which I'm excited about. But I just wanted to thank you both for your friendship, the fellowship, and the podcast.
Yes,
the fellowship. Now that's a movie I can get behind. Honestly, I like Fellowship of the Ring.
David, you better shut your mouth if you don't. Let's end on a high note.
Listen. The best trilogy of all time is Back to the Future. So,
come on, turn it off.
I mean, I love Back to the Future. I love Back to the Future.
Original Star Wars,
the best trilogy.
Star Wars. Okay,
Lord of the Rings.
Which one's better, Lord of the Rings or Star Wars? Which trilogy? Which is the trilogy?
My personal opinion, or what I think the world likes.
Oh no, your personal opinion.
My personal opinion. I like Lord of the Rings better.
I'm probably gonna have to go with Lord of the Rings. As much as I'm a Star Wars from birth.
God, it hurts to say it, right? Because
I would have to go better
Empire?
Overall. Yeah,
and I would agree. Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
And with that, I'd like to thank you. And we bid you all adieu.
Adieu. Stay tuned. We have got some exciting. Our next season, whenever that may be. If you're just now joining us, suffer through some of our old episodes, and hopefully we'll have some.
Suffer.
Some of them are good.
You're just really tanking our little advertisement right now, okay?
They're all fantastic.
Every single episode.
Every single one is gold.
Not a lemon in the bunch.
Not one lemon, not one episode where we came in like, what are we going to talk about today?
Right. And then talked about food.
And we talked about food.
Yeah. It was a really good episode of Lindsay and I talking about food for an hour while you were camping.
Yeah.
That's right.
That did happen.
That's right.
While you were glamping somewhere.
We did. It was glamping. Definitely. So we'll come back sometime soon, and hopefully some guests and some exciting things that we're planning. And the future is bright.
Always is. Thank you both.
Bye.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Bye.